First off, at the outset, let me say that what happened to Jennifer Angel was both tragic and completely senseless, and I offer my sincerest condolences to her family, friends, and loved ones. So, who was Jennifer Angel? Well, she was a California baker who regarded herself as an anarchist, social justice advocate, and was ultimately the victim of a brutal theft, which resulted in her untimely death. Family and friends don't want the criminals, though, who are linked to the death to be prosecuted because that would allegedly go against Jennifer's values. Jennifer had gone to a Wells Fargo bank branch in Oakland on Monday, February 6th in the afternoon, and according to her fiancé, Ocean Motley, recounting what happened as he told the San Francisco Chronicle, he stated, a car pulled in front of her vehicle and blocked her from leaving. A spokesperson with the Oakland Police Department confirmed that story and said around 12:30 p.m., an individual broke into Angel's car while she was in it and stole an item, then ran back to a waiting vehicle. Jennifer then chased after the thief, got caught in the door of the fleeing car, which resulted in her reportedly being dragged down the street more than 50 feet, hitting her head several times. Jennifer was rushed to Highland Hospital, where she was put into a medically induced coma, underwent emergency surgery, and part of her skull was removed to help with the severe swelling in her brain. Jennifer ultimately died from the injuries sustained in the robbery on Thursday, February 9th, and family and friends of Jennifer's issued the following statement. It's with very heavy hearts we announce that Oakland baker, small business owner, social justice activist, and community member Jen Angel has been medically declared to have lost all brain function and will not regain consciousness. Her official time of death was 5:48 p.m., the statement began. The family and friends said, we know Jen would not want to continue the cycle of harm by bringing state-sanctioned violence to those involved in her death or to other members of Oakland's rich community. As a longtime social movement activist and anarchist, Jen did not believe in state violence, corporal punishment, or incarceration as an effective or just solution to social violence and inequity. The statement said that Angel worked towards an ecologically sustainable society where people are free and equal. The friends and family proclaimed that the criminals involved in Jennifer's death should not be prosecuted. If the Oakland Police Department does make an arrest in this case, the family is committed to pursuing all available alternatives to traditional prosecution, such as restorative justice, the statement declared. The family and friends said that Jennifer's death should not be used to further inflame narratives of fear, hatred, and vengeance, nor to advance putting public resources into policing, incarceration, or any other state violence that perpetuates the cycles of violence that resulted in this tragedy. Angel's friend Emily Harris told KGO-TV, we are really trying to orient towards her brilliant life, and that actually she is not a person who would support the policing and imprisonment of the people who harmed her. Feels like absolutely an opportunity to stand in her values and support the world that she wants, Harris said, by actually showing that something different than actual policing and prosecution is possible and is how we can have accountability. Okay, I've got a few thoughts I would like to leave you with about this story. First off, according to the story, Jennifer was a self-described social justice advocate who, if were to speculate, certainly believed in the notion of systemic racism, I'm sure. Given her belief in restorative justice, I don't think I would be going out on a limb to say she believed that those committing crimes were they themselves victims in some way, and that there were some justification for their actions, given the systemic injustice and police brutality they had been subjected to. So if indeed these were her beliefs, then why did she chase after the thief as detailed by the police? I mean, after all, how valuable could that item the thief have stolen be? Certainly not worth risking her life over, right? I mean, she could have simply done nothing and just let the thief be on his way. I mean, obviously, he needed the item more than she did. Yet in spite of her professed belief system, she still chased him. Why? I would humbly submit that regardless of her outward statements, deep down she knew what the thief had done was wrong, regardless of the justification for doing so. Of course, you and I will never know, as all we can do at this point is speculate. Lastly, while I can appreciate what her friends believe she would have liked to have done to the criminals who did this to her, if and should he be caught, but why should the rest of society have to potentially pay for her ideology? Who's to say that the form of justice preferred by the family would serve as any kind of deterrent either to the criminal who basically murdered her or any other potential offenders? After all, it's not like these alternatives to traditional prosecution, such as restorative justice and alike, aren't being tried in progressive leftist cities, especially cities in California. Have these non-traditional policies reduced crime? Not according to the statistics, my friends. This story is a sad reminder that while folks like Jennifer may believe their ideology is progressive, humane, equitable, loving, in terms of dispensing justice, in the real world, it ultimately has consequences. Sadly, more often than not, tragic ones, leaving the rest of us to pick up all the pieces. Anyway, I thank you for watching this. If you want to follow me, you can also follow me in my Rumble and my Locals account. And if you're on my Rumble channel, by all means, subscribe to it. And if you haven't checked out some of my past videos, please do so. And of course, feel free to comment on the story. I think it's an important story. And as I said, it's a tragic, tragic story with a very sad outcome. But it's important that we look past the tragedy and look at what else the story can teach us. Anyway, I'll see you next time.